Greetings, everyone. This is Rockwell Spot coming at you with another installment of Building the Team. So, last Building the Team was family get together. Ended up going with the X-Men, and I will say this: the potential combination of Cable, Cable with the Goblin Glider, and the Booster Cyclops from X-Men the Animated Series can be really good, provided you can pull it off. If you can't pull it off, though, it loses something in the translation, so to speak. But yeah, so we ran. That's the team we ran. It went 0-3, but there were some pieces taken down with them. So Anyway, so this week's game is the build is inspired by Black Friday. It's a 500-point game, and all equipment objects, which ironically I'm not running at any of this week, as well as one character per team. That's no more than 200 points normally, is half off. So, let's get started. We'll kick things off with an X-Force team because, well, yeah, you know me, I love me some X-Force. Alright, so, first off we've got Boom Boom. Coming in at 60 points, supporting the X-Men team ability as well as the New Mutants, X-Factor, and X-Force keywords. Looking at her dial, she opens up with some running, with a click of running shot, followed by a couple of clicks of sidestep, back to running shot for the last couple of clicks. On attack, she opens up with a special power, 3, 2, 1, boom. She allows her to use Energy Explosion, Penetrating Psychic Blast. When she makes a ranged attack and has no action tokens, modify her attack and damage value by +1. She starts off with a 10 attack and 2 damage, so that's actually pretty decent. After a few clicks of that, she then just has Energy Explosion. Then on defense, we open up with a couple clicks of Inertial Deflection, followed by a few clicks of Willpower, and that is her dial. Next up, we've got the Merc with the Mouth himself, Deadpool. Deadpool comes in at 75 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as the Deadpool Core, Heroes for Hire, Weapon X, X-Force, X-Men, and Assassin keywords. We've also got a trait. I've always loved you, Logan. Friendly characters named Wolverine can use Mastermind, but only to choose Deadpool. When Deadpool hits an opposing character named Wolverine, after resolutions, remove all action tokens from Deadpool. That can be useful. Looking at his dial, we open up with a couple clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep, followed by a couple clicks of phasing teleport. On attack, we've got a decently long chunk of Blaze Claw's fangs. On defense, we open up with a couple clicks of toughness, then a few clicks of combat reflexes, followed by the special defense power. Knock it off! I'm trying to grow back limbs here. Which, first off, is a stop click. So when you're dealt damage, you come to it. You stop turning the dot. When it's regeneration, once per game, when Deadpool uses regeneration, instead of rolling a d6, you may roll 2d6 and have the result. Heals 1 less than normal because of stop. Okay. So yeah, if, say, you do that and roll an 11, well, you can go all the way back up to the top. That will be rounded up, half of that would be rounded up to 6, subtract 1 for the stop click, and oh, hey, look. Anyway, next on damage, we've got, we alternate between Perplex and Probability Control, and then on the last couple of clicks, we've got ranged combat expert. Moving on to Wolverine. Wolverine comes in at 75 points and has the X-Men team ability, as well as the Weapon X, X-Force, X-Men, and Martial Artist keywords. We've also got a trait, I've always hated you, Wade. It's the same as Deadpool's I've always loved you, Logan trait. Friendly characters named Deadpool can use Mastermind, but only to choose Wolverine. And when Wolverine hits an opposing character named Deadpool, after resolutions, remove all action tokens from him. Looking at the dial, a couple clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep, followed by a couple clicks of flurry. Another decently sized chunk of Blades Claw's Fangs. He's got Indom. He has Indomitable, so built-in willpower, which is always nice. For looking at the dial, we got a couple clicks of Toughness, followed by a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, and then the special defense power, Healing Factor working overtime. It's the same as Deadpool's special power. Regeneration, and once per game when using it, instead of rolling one, you roll two. When subtract, roll two dice, have the result, subtract one from the end from that because of the stop click. Then on damage, we've got first. He alternates back and forth between exploit weakness and outwit before having battle fury for the last couple clicks. Okay. Next up, we've got Lady Luck herself, Domino. So Domino comes in at 90 points and has the X-Men team ability, as well as the six-pack X-Force Assassin, Soldier, and Spy keywords. She has two traits. First off is X-Force, which allows her to use stealth. Next up is Bad Luck Lady. Domino can use probability control. When an opposing character re-rolls an attack targeting Domino, immediately modify the attacker's attack and damage values by -1. Alright. Looking at the dial, we open up with a couple clicks of Running Shot, followed by a couple clicks of Sidestep. On speed, on attack, we open up with a few clicks of Precision Strike, followed by a couple clicks of Blades Claw's Fangs. On defense, we open up with a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, followed by a couple clicks of Super Senses, and finishing with a click of Regeneration. Then on damage, we open up with nothing, but eventually pick up Shape Change. Alright, next up we've got all new Wolverine. So all new Wolverine comes in at an even 100 points. Has the all new X-Men, Circle of Four, Weapon X, X-Force, and X-Men keywords. Then we've got 3 traits. First off, Unexpected Team-Ups, which actually is not going to apply here because she does have the X-Force keyword. But during Force Construction, she gains all the keywords of one character she shares at least one of her printed keywords with. So, in the case of this team, I could put her on a New Mutants team alongside Boom Boom, because Boom Boom has the New Mutants keyword as well as the X-Force keyword. Or a Heroes for Hire team with Deadpool, or a 6-pack team with Domino. Next up, Jonathan the Unstoppable Wolverine. As a free action, once per game, generate a Jonathan bystander. The first time each game that bystander will be KO'd, instead, it isn't. The Jonathan bystander has Charge, Blades Claw's Fangs, and Battle Fury. Not too shabby. And finally, a Kickstarted Healing Factor. At the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6 and add the number of action tokens on all new Wolverine. On 5 or more, heal 1 click. Okay. Looking at the dial, we open and end with a couple clicks of Charge. Have a full run of Blades Claw's Fangs. On defense, she's got Indomitable. Also, dial-wise, she picks up a large chunk of Combat Reflexes, followed by a couple clicks of regen at the end. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Perplex, and we end with a couple clicks of Battle Fury. Alright, finally, coming in at half his printed points, we have Dark Angel. It's basically a corrupted version of Archangel when from Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force run. So Dark Angel comes in at normally at 200, but for the purposes of this, 100 points. He has the Horseman of Apocalypse and X-Force keywords. Looking at his dial, we open up with some Running Shot, which gives way to the special speed power Death from Above. Dark Angel can use hypersonic speed. When he does, he can use Flurry as a free action instead of the close attack. That then gives way to Flurry. On attack, we open up with some Penetrating Second Blast, followed by some Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defense, he is Indomitable. Starts off with Impervious. That gives way to Invulnerability, which then gives way to the special defense power Celestial Death Seed. Dark Angel can use Toughness and can use Regen as a free action or normally. When he uses Regeneration normally, roll a second d6 and keep the higher result. Ooh. Yeah, that's nice. That is nice. Now on damage, we open up with the special power Survival of the Fittest. Opposing characters of 75 points or less modify their attack and damage values by -1 when attacking Dark Angel. This then gives way to Exploit Weakness, which then gives way to Battle Fury. And that's the X-Force team. Next up, we got ourselves a Batman family team. I'm going to start things off here with Robin. Well, the Stephanie Brown Robin. Keep in mind there have been half a dozen different Robins over the years. Alright, so Robin here comes in at 55 points, has the Batman Ally team ability, as well as the Batman family and Gotham City keywords. She also has improved movement, ignores hindering terrain, and the trait War Games. When Robin is KO'd, remove an action token from each friendly character. Okay. Looking at the dial, we open up with a couple clicks of Running Shot, followed by a few clicks of Leap Climb. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Incapacitate, followed by a few clicks of Precision Strike. On defense, we open up with a couple clicks of Super Senses, which gives way to a few clicks of Energy Deflection. Then on damage, we open up with a couple blank clicks, but that gives way to Perplex. Alright. Next up, we've got Orphan. Orphan here comes in at 75 points, has the Batman Ally team ability, as well as the Batman family, Gotham City, League of Assassins, Assassin, Martial Artist keywords. She also has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. And finally, she has the trait, A Blade Forged in the Flames of Hatred, Honed in Darkness. Modify attack and defense +1 for each adjacent opposing character. So she is, in all honesty, someone you want to run into a swarm. Looking at her dial, we open up with a few clicks of Charge, followed by a few clicks of Flurry. On attack, we open up with a special power, Conflict is her element, which grants her Quake and Precision Strike, but may use it with any number of targets. That then gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, she's got Indomitable. She also, and power-wise, she opens up with a few clicks of Super Senses, followed by a few clicks of Combat Reflexes. And finally, on damage, we open up with a few clicks of Empower, followed by a few clicks of Battle Fury. So yeah, a great idea would be to basically run her right into the fray. Oh, hey, I got this, you're going to move the group out. Okay, well, run Orphan right up into that group so that she's adjacent to as many of them as possible. With Charge, and then just go to town. She can get up to a +3 on her attack and damage. So yeah. The only downside is that she doesn't have exploit weakness to go with that. And then for even more fun, run. Oh, it's attack and defense. Okay, so that would mean that so you run her out like that. Still that starts off with a 13 attack potentially, and a 20 defense. So after you run her out, you then run Nightwing out, and well, yeah. Anyways, moving on, we've got Batgirl. Batgirl here comes in at 85 points and has the Batman Ally Team ability, as well as the Batman Family Birds of Prey and Gotham City keywords. She also has a trait, Flying High Again, which allows her to easily climb. Looking at the dial, we open up with some Running Shot, which gives way to charge. On attack, we open up with a special power. I still have a few tricks in my belt. Batgirl can use Incapacitate and Smoke Cloud. When she uses Incapacitate and places a second action token on a hit character, the resulting pushing damage can't be ignored. So she can actually get people with willpower. Speaking of willpower, she, on the defense portion of her dial, opens up with willpower, then gives way to combat reflexes, and finally, on damage, we open up with Perplex, which then gives way to Close Combat Expert. Alright. Next up, we have the previously mentioned Nightwing, who is on pretty much every single Batman Ally team I run because he's probably the best Batman family. He's probably my favorite Batman family figure. Seriously. There's very little room to improve on this figure, in my opinion. I mean, I could totally do it. But that would be something we do another day. So, Nightwing comes in at 100 points, has the Batman Ally Team ability, as well as the Batman Family, Batman Incorporated, Bloodhaven, Detective, Martial Arts, and Police keywords. He's also got Improved Movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. Then we got ourselves a trait, The Enemy of My Enemy. Once per game, give Nightwing a free action to place a Tony Zuko bystander token in an adjacent square as included with this card. So, Tony Zuko bystander. Zuko has speed of 7, attack of 9, range of 5, 15 defense with toughness, 2 damage with the special power Atonement, which allows him to use Perplex and Support. Alright, so, looking at Nightwing's dial, we open up with the special power Flying Grayson. Nightwing can use Charge and Flurry. Nightwing can target opposing characters with close combat attacks regardless of elevation. Oh, he would be nasty with the octopus arms. He would be nasty in the best ways. Alright, then Flying Grayson gives way to regular charge. On attack, we open up with Incapacitate, which then gives way to Smoke Cloud. On defense, first off, he's got Indomitable, but he opens up with a special power Second City Saint. Nightwing can use combat reflexes and defend. When Nightwing is the target of a ranged combat attack, he can use super senses. This gives way to combat reflexes, which then gives way to regeneration. Now on damage, he starts off with nothing, but clicks into Outwit eventually, and then that gives way to Close Combat Expert. Next up, we've got Batman Beyond, coming in at 100 points and having the Batman Ally Team ability, as well as the Batman Family, Gotham City Armor, and Future keywords. We've also got Improved Targeting, ignores hindering terrain, as well as the trait The Voice of Experience. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one. Blades, Claws, Fangs, Inertial Deflection, Incapacitate, Steal Energy. Batman Beyond can use the chosen power until your next turn. So pick a power light, not too shabby. Looking at the dial, we open up with a click of running shot, then a couple clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep, and then back to running shot. On attack, we open up with a click of penetrating psychic blast, followed by a click of quake, followed by a click of Blades Claw's Fangs, followed by Capacitate, followed by Steel Energy, followed by Energy Explosion. On defense, he's got Indomitable, built-in willpower, always a good thing. We open up with a click of Invulnerability, followed by a couple clicks of Toughness, followed by a couple clicks of Combat Reflexes, and capping off with a click of Inertial Deflection. Then on damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Shape Change, which then gives way to a handful of clicks of Perplex. Not too shabby for 100 points. A little click by click, but not bad overall. Having run the piece, it's still a very good figure. And finally, our half-price figure for this team is none other than Batman himself. This Batman, which would normally come in at 170 points, costs a mere 85 points this time around. He has the Batman Ally Team ability as well as the Batman family, Batman Incorporated, Gotham City, Justice League, Trinity, Detective, and Martial Artist keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain, and improved targeting ignores hindering terrain characters, and may make ranged attacks while out of adjacency, including against adjacent and opposing characters. He also has a trait, Files on Everyone. At the beginning of the game, choose an opposing character with standard attack or damage power they currently possess. When that character possesses that power, Batman is dealt no damage from that character's attacks unless it is the only opposing character on the map. That's really good. Just saying. I'm just going to straight say it. That's really good. Alright, so looking at the dial, we open up with some sidestep, which then gives way to flurry, which then gives way to charge. On attack, we open up with special attack power. Grapple gun attack. When Batman makes a ranged combat attack and hits exactly 2 characters, after action resolve, you may place one hit character adjacent to the other. The character being placed can't be of a larger size than the other hit character. Okay. This gives way to Precision Strike, which then gives way to Incapacitate. Then on defense, we open up with a special power, Counterpunch. Batman can use combat reflexes and toughness. When an opposing character misses Batman with the closest combat attack, deal the attacker 2 damage. He's should be noted, he has Indomitable, though built-in willpower. Counterpunch then gives way to toughness. On damage, we open up with Perplex, which then gives way to Exploit Weakness. And that is our Batman team. Finally this week, we have ourselves a Brotherhood team. Because I've been really itching to play the Brotherhood. What can I say? All these new Brotherhood pieces really make me want to play them. So, yeah. So, we'll start things off with Mystique. Mystique comes in at 60 points. Has the Brotherhood team ability as well as the Brotherhood Mutants, Freedom Force, Assassin, and Spy keywords. She also has 2 traits. First off is Shapeshifter. Shape Change. As a free action, give a standard opposing character a Shapeshift token, removing it from anywhere else. When Mystique uses Shape Change, if there's a character with her Shapeshift token and the attacker doesn't have line of fire to them, she succeeds on a 2 through 6. It should be noted that character always has line of fire to themselves. The other trait is my mutant brothers and sisters, which practically everyone on the team has. Once per turn, when an effect other than clearing removes an action token from Mystique, after resolutions, heal her 1 click. Looking at the dial, we open up with a couple clicks of stealth, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep back, and then another couple clicks of stealth. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Precision Strike, followed by a few clicks of Blades Claw's Fangs. On defense, we open up with a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, followed by a couple clicks of Willpower. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Leadership, which gives way to a couple clicks of Ranged Combat Expert, which then gives way to a couple clicks of Exploit Weakness. Not too shabby. Next up, we've got Pyro. Pyro here comes in at 50 points. 50. There. Yeah, oh, whoops. He's got the Brotherhood team ability as well as the Brotherhood Mutants and Freedom Force keywords. He also has the My Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait, same as Mystique. Looking at the dial, we open up with a few clicks of Running Shot, followed by a couple clicks of Sidestep. Then we have a few clicks of the special power Too Hot to Handle, which gives him energy explosion and poison. When he uses energy explosion, he may choose that he has either 3 targets, or after resolutions, he can use barrier at no cost. Okay, that thing gives way to Pulse Wave. Then on defense, we open up with a few clicks of Energy Shield Deflection, followed by a couple clicks of Barrier. On damage, we open up with a click of Ranged Combat Expert, which then gives way to the special damage power. Anyone bring the marshmallows? As a free action, destroy an object within range. Whenever he uses a ranged destroy action, destroy a piece of blocking terrain. After resolutions, remove an action token from him. Okay. So it does require... okay. Alright. Next up, we've got Magneto. Magneto comes in at 75 points and has the Brotherhood of Mutants the Brotherhood team ability as well as the Acolytes, Brotherhood of Mutants, and Ruler keywords. He also has the My Mutant Brothers and Sisters traits, same as Pyro and Mystique. Looking at his dial, we open up with a few clicks of Sidestep, followed by a few clicks of Force Blast. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of the special power Manipulate More Than Metal, which gives him telekinesis. And once per turn, when he uses telekinesis, after resolutions, you can roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, you can either A, remove an action token from a character placed by the telekinesis, or he can immediately use telekinesis at no cost. That will really help with the My Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait, at least on other characters. Then he's got Raider Telekinesis, and then back to Manipulate More Than Metal. On attack, or on defense, we open up with a click of Invulnerability, followed by a good long chunk of Inertial Deflection. And then on damage, we open up with a few clicks of Leadership, and that is Magneto's dial. Next up, we've got Sabretooth. Sabretooth here comes in at 75 points, has the Brotherhood team ability as well as the Brotherhood Mutants, Weapon X, Animal, Assassin, Brute, and Monster keywords. He's also got improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. He has the My Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait, same as everyone else so far on the team. He also has the trait Feral Resilience. When Sabretooth takes damage from an opponent's attack, after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 4 or a 5, heal Sabretooth 1 click. On a 6, heal him 2 clicks, or remove an action token from him. Okay? Looking at the dial, we open up with a special speed power Ambush Predator, which gives him charge, flurry, and stealth. This then gives way to a couple clicks of regular charge, and then back to Ambush Predator, and then clicks into picks up a couple clicks of Sidestep. On attack, we've got a full dial Blades Claw's Fangs. On defense, he's indomitable, first and foremost. Power-wise, he opens up with a few clicks of Super Senses, followed by a few clicks of Combat Reflexes. On damage, we start off with nothing, but that gives way to Battle Fury. So for most of his dial, he can actually ignore Shape Change even. So that is always a nice addition. Next up, we've got Spiral. Spiral here comes in at 80 points. She has the Brotherhood team ability as well as the Brotherhood of Mutants, Freedom Force, Mojo Verse, Celebrity, and Mystical keywords. She also has the Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait. I'm looking at her dial. We open up with a couple clicks of the special speed power, Interdimensional Talent Scout, which gives her phasing teleport and plasticity. When she uses phasing teleport and moves 5 squares or less, at her resolution she can use both Incapacitate and Telekinesis at no cost and in any order. That's very, very nice. Then after that, you get a few clicks of Flurry, and then back to Interdimensional Talent Scout. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Precision Strike. We get a middle point of Blaze Claw's Fangs to actually go along with her Flurry, and then on back to Precision Strike. On defense, we open up with a couple clicks of Super Senses, followed by a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, then back to Super Senses. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Shape Change, then we pick up the special damage power, change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity, which gives her Perplex and Probability Control. And then we're back to Shape Change. Definitely not bad for 80 points. Next up, we've got Sauron. See, that's the Sauron from Lord of the Rings. It looks like when you take his armor off. He's a giant pterodactyl man. True story. It's all in the Silmarillion. Tolkien explained it very clearly that he got super drunk and designed. Okay, I'm joking. No. Sauron, Dr. Carl Lycos, actually took his name from the Lord of the Rings character as a Tolkien fan. So, anyways, Sauron comes in at 85 points, has the Brotherhood team ability as well as the Brotherhood of Mutants, Savage Land, Animal, and Scientist keywords. We got the Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait, as well as another trait, Absorb Your Life Force. This gives him poison. When he uses it and damages one or more opposing characters, after resolutions, remove an action token from him. There you go. He's got most of them have a way of activating their Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait on their own. But yeah. Alright, so looking at the dial, we open up with a few clicks of Charge, followed by a few clicks of Mind Control, followed by a click of Earthbound Neutralized. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, followed by a few clicks of Steel Energy, and then nothing at the very end. On defense, he's got Indomitable. We open up with a click of Invulnerability, followed by a few clicks of Toughness, followed by a couple clicks of Combat Reflexes, which then gives way to the special defense power, Dr. Carl Lycos. It's a stop click, grants him support, and when Sauron uses it and heals a character after resolutions, heals Sauron one click. Okay. And then on damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Shape Change, followed by a few clicks of Battle Flurry, followed by a click at the very end of Outwit. Okay, alright. And now for our half-price figure. Normally coming in at 150 points, this time only at 75, we have Cassandra Nova. The twin sister, so to speak, of Charles Xavier. And I might add quite the thorn in the side of mutant kind. She helped mastermind the Genoshan genocide, for example. I don't know why they. I guess she has worked with versions of the Brotherhood before. Whatever. Anyway, so Cassandra comes in at normally 150 points. This time only 75 points. She has no team ability, but she's got the Brotherhood of Mutants, Sentinel, and Ruler keywords. She also has improved targeting, ignores characters. Mixed with a range of 8 as well. Look, she also opens up with a trait, the Mind Field. Mind Control. When Cassandra Nova uses it, for each character she hit, after resolutions, those that attacked and hit get an approved token, and otherwise they get a rejected token. Characters with one or more approved tokens modify attack +1 when on your force, and characters with one or more rejected tokens modify attack -1 when not on your force. That's kind of neat. Alright, so looking at the dial, we open up with a couple clicks of stealth, followed by a few clicks of sidestep. On attack, we have a full dial of Penetrating Psychic Blast, with an attack value that drops at its lowest to 10, and gets as high as 12, which is actually kind of near the end. On defense, she's got Indomitable, and opens up with a special power, can only be attacked on the astral plane. Super senses, but succeeds on a 4, 5, or 6. Close attacks deal a maximum of 1 damage to Cassandra Nova. Okay. That then gives way to a few clicks of regular super senses, then back to can only be attacked on the astral plane, and finally at the end, back to super senses. On damage, we open up with a special power, Leader of the Clear Mountain Institute. Leadership, Perplex, Shape Change. When Cassandra Nova uses leadership and succeeds, instead of the normal effect, you may generate a guard command figure. Which we'll get to those in a second. So after leader of the Clear Mountain Institute, that gives way to regular shape change. And now, the previously mentioned guard command. These are the guys that Cassandra Nova can generate when she uses leadership. Guard command comes in at 25 points, has a Brotherhood of Mutants keyword, Brotherhood of Mutants armor and soldier keywords. Looking at the dial, we've got a click of sidestep, a blank click, another click of sidestep, and another blank click. 2 clicks on attack of the special power. We're all for peaceful rehabilitation here. Incapacitate. When guard command uses it, after resolutions, the hit character modifies attack -2 until your next turn. Now on defense, we open up with a couple clicks of toughness, followed by a couple clicks of defend. And on damage, starts off blank, but that gives way to a couple clicks of support. And that is it for this week's Building the Team. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.